Dickie Jones' family lashed back at me and said that my mama's only brother was my dad. You know, I still, and Mom, I hope you don't, I still feel in some kind of way she is holding something.
And you've been running away from it since you was a kid.
And all I want is honesty, man. All my life I deal with honesty. All I want is, I accept honesty more than anything. I hate liars.
What's up, YouTube? It's summertime and things are heating up in Atlanta. Make sure you go cop the merch at AtlantaStreetInterviews.com. Now back to the content. What's up, YouTube? Atlanta Street Interviews out here with another one. So we got a young lady with today. How you doing today, miss?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. So I was actually looking for some more folks, but I decided, why not? Let's interview, all right?
All right.
You seem like you had a personality that I would be like, all right, let's see what she's talking about. Anyway, are you homeless?
Yes.
Okay, how old are you?
49.
49.
Mm-hmm.
And so how long you been homeless?
Right now, probably about 4 years.
4 years?
Yeah.
What happened 4 years ago that caused you to become homeless?
Relapse back into my drug addiction, in and out of jail.
Around here, the king is crack. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, I know how it is. Okay, so relapse. What was it that you think that made you relapse?
I think I felt like nobody really loved me, like unconditionally, or was really there. And then most of it was my blame for, I felt like I let my kids down, my family down, and I let myself down, because it's a lot in me that I know is bigger than what I'm doing. And my friends know, my family know. And it's like, I just felt like, the more years I kept into it, it was like I was just saying, I started beating myself up about how old I was. I can't get it back. I can't go back. I can't get it straight.
So you did past your prime and stuff like that?
And I just felt like, older I got, I was like, fuck it. Just fucking live it out.
Let me ask, what age was the first time that you smoked crack?
I was in my, probably about 30.
30?
Yeah, because my best friend used to teach me, she used to say, who waits till they get 30 to start smoking crack? You know what I'm saying? So I know I was 30, maybe 31.
Well, I'm going to ask the same question, all right? Because you're 7 years older than me. Hold on real quick, because I don't like people behind me like that. Let me turn around. All right? I'm going to stay right here. I'm good. I'm good, boss. You ain't in the camera, but you ain't had to, I was, this public property, right? All right. I got you, but when you're in public, you can't control that. All right, we good. All right, we good, brother.
Well, you should have stayed anyway.
Basically, you ain't had to come over in the first place.
Right.
Okay, anyway, what the heck make you, because we're 7 years apart. So when you was 30, I was 23.
Okay.
I knew good and damn well what crack would lead to.
Right.
Right? We already, all the research was in.
Mm-hmm.
We grew up with junkies and stuff like that and seeing stuff like that. So what made you smoke crack at 30?
Oh boy, everybody, I got a lot of people ask me that, and I'm going to tell you, Scarface.
The movie?
Listen.
Oh shit.
The way that
What's
Al
up, girlie?
Pacino went out.
Still breathing.
Good to see
I love
you.
you.
Good to see you, baby.
But the way he went out at the end, it's like he felt no pain. He felt no pain, and
No, I don't want one. Let me do this. I'm working. No. Go ahead.
it was like the way he went out at the end, he just felt like, because I always had this real close connection to God, and I felt like I had something that everybody could get from me. And I ain't gonna say like I ruled the world like he said at the end, but I felt like everybody in the world could use something from me and my life and my knowledge and my brain. And the cocaine made him numb to where he went out like taking all those bullets. And kind of ever since that movie came out and I seen it, I always wanted to try powder cocaine because I felt like it'll numb you, and I felt like it would numb that part of my life that I just didn't want to remember.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. First of all, do you have kids?
Yes.
How many?
2.
2? How old?
one just turned 27, one will be 29 in October.
27, 29, okay. And so, okay. So have you ever been married?
Yeah,
Yeah?
I was married to their dad.
To their dad, okay. How long?
I met him in 19...
I'm gonna turn back this way.
met him in 1995.
And when did y'all split?
We split in 2000 and, don't get me wrong on this, and Eric, don't be mad at me about this, but I think it was, I remember getting my divorce papers when I was in Raleigh in 2009 or something like that.
So it's about 4 years effective marriage?
Yeah.
Right? Sounds about right. No. 14 years. 14 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't say 2005, you said 95. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so about 14 years. What happened? Like, I was in a 14 relationship. Why did your relationship dissolve?
We both started, we always had a difference. And when I first met him, he was the love of my life. I ain't gonna lie, the first guy I was in love with, but we had differences of, he was more wanting to he was a Jones type, please. To try to keep up with people.
Jones,
and
he wanted to look good. He wanted to get the house, get the car.
But be suffering.
Right. Be eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, be in a nice house.
Yeah, and I'm like, man, no, let's just, I'm real.
No, that's a mismatch.
I don't like to fake the funk or trying to make it seem like I got more than what I have. And we used to just argue over little things, and then we both got into the cocaine.
Okay.
We both got into the cocaine, and I think we kind of both tried it before we met each other. Mm-hmm. We met each other when we was 18 and 19, because I'm 8 months older than him. Okay. But we both had tried cocaine before we met each other. And then, but that was like a teenage try, right. And then,
it didn't really it didn't really stick for real.
And then in our 20s, we both started sneaking around doing it, but I was doing it with my best friend, and he was doing it with some of his friends he grew up with. And then we kind of came together of knowing that each other was doing it, so we started doing it together, and one thing led to another. It went from the powder cocaine to the crack, to where we had to ask. At that time, my mother was still in active addiction, and his parents were, your Irish parents, they like a Bill Cosby almost. You know
okay, so
Mom went to church, Dad always worked.
Right, so they was a nice family, a nice, good,
still a nice
upper middle class type family.
Yeah.
I got you.
So they was the only ones that was stable enough in our life to take on our kids. So they
pretty much raised them.
Well, they raised them for maybe 4 years, and I went and got myself clean. We tried it together, but it didn't work. I went and got myself clean, and I stayed clean for years and got back into my kids' life, moved back home. I went to Raleigh to get clean. I moved back home, which is Ahoskie, North Carolina. Moved back home, to be with my kids. I didn't want to move them to Raleigh because they had been in that school system all their life.
Yeah, you wanted to stay stable.
And I wanted them to have something I didn't have, and that was to graduate with the kids. They graduated with the kids they went to daycare with.
Right.
So I chose to take my life from Raleigh back to them. But when I got back down there, that's what I had left. And I started seeing them friends here and there. And I got into a car accident, and the doctor gave me some Percocets back then. And I already had an addictive personality.
Yeah, addictive personality. You was already prone to addiction.
And I remember my sponsor told me, because at that time my sponsor was still in Raleigh, and I had to move back home, so it was more talking on the phone. And she said, don't take those Percocets. And I'm an addict. That was it. At that time, I had probably 6-7 years clean. And I thought I was okay. I could take this. The doctor said it, this medical field. I'm going to be okay.
Let's figure out where this stuff comes from. All right, so let's just start from the beginning. Where are you from?
I was born in Ahoskie, North Carolina. I was raised in Suffolk, Portsmouth, Virginia.
Okay, so shout out to, you say Ahoskie?
Ahoskie, North Carolina.
Shout out to Ahoskie, North Carolina. And shout out to Suffolk, Virginia, man. Shout it out.
Yeah.
All right, so growing up, did you have both mom and dad in the household?
No, don't know my dad.
Okay.
Don't know.
What effect do you think that had?
A lot, and I held resentment against my mother for a long time.
Why?
Because I couldn't understand how, even if a woman don't know she's pregnant by the doctor, but within a 3 to 4 month period of time, your body has made changes to where you know something is growing inside of you. So you can't look back 3 or 4 months and say, I've slept with this guy. Well, you sleeping with that many people.
Could have been. If she was out in the streets. If she was selling herself or whatever her addiction was.
She was 17 when she had me. She's 16 when she got pregnant. Like,
yeah, that's a mess.
You know, you ain't that big of a whore
right.
at 16. Excuse my language, Ma. I don't mean.
I gotta tell you, some can be. I've seen it. I've seen it with my own eyes.
But just knowing my mom, I don't think she was that big of a whore at 16.
You didn't know her.
I think it's somebody. And I think my uncle almost told me. My mama got one brother. And he got drunk one time and he said something. And rumors floated around that this one man in Hosky, North Carolina, where Alanda, North Carolina, which is next to
Hosky.
That this one man was my dad. I won't put his name out there, but people from there know who it is.
Well, no. One of the things I'm proudest of my channel is the spread that it gets. And the 1,000 junior detectives that like to kind of look into what's being said on the platform. And we have reconnected families. We've done all that stuff. I paid for DNA tests, all kind of stuff. Who is this guy?
The rumor was Dickie Jones. His real name is Donald Jones. He goes by Dickie Jones. But he's not the only rumor. Another rumor could be my mother's first cousin husband, which is Garzel Lee.
Okay, so we got a couple leads to work with.
Then Dickie Jones' family lashed back at me and said that my mama's only brother was my dad. You know, I still, and Mom, I hope you don't, I still feel in some kind of way she is holding something.
Sounds like she is.
Just knowing my mother, she was not that big of a
whore.
At 16 to where she don't know something she is.
So because she's probably ashamed of, especially if it's the cousin's husband or if it's, did you say her brother?
Her only brother.
Yeah.
But knowing my
so why not just do a DNA test?
They won't do one.
That's unacceptable. See, one of the reasons why you probably feel like you need to indulge in crack is because you're running away from all this.
Yeah.
And you've been running away from it since you was a kid.
And all I want is honesty, man. All my life I deal with honesty. All I want is I accept honesty more than anything. I hate liars.
One of the things we do on this channel, we talk to people that are not right in front of us. It's easier to get it out. Talk to your mom right now. Tell her what you want.
I just want her to be honest with me.
Look her dead in this camera.
Mom, I just want you to be honest with me. But I know we had talks, and I know you told me you was honest with me, that you couldn't remember. That was all you could remember. And I just, if it's anything that you feel like will hurt me or make you look some kind of way, I'm willing to accept it. I think I need the truth from whoever it is. Just need to step up and tell the truth so I can
have that
be
closure.
Okay and have that closure on that part of my life.
Yep, I agree.
Because it's keeping me out here in the streets. And
it's keeping you in a cycle.
Keeping me in a cycle.
Yep. So even when you do get back straight, that pain is still there.
Right.
It ain't going nowhere. Right? You either process it and nullify it, or you are able to work through it because people came forward with whatever information and you was able to actually just process the truth.
Right.
You know? Okay. Whew. Okay.
And
because if there are, I'm hearing about 3 possibles, right? That you've named. Why not just go?
More. The one my mother always said was my daddy was Levi Bond. I've done 2 blood tests. This man has flew me out to New York twice and done blood tests with me. But my mother say he rigged the rigged the DNA test because we went to the hospital that his wife works at, and which I don't think.
Well, why not just do an independent one? So, like, for instance,
it was done by DNA diagnosis. The one be on Mars.
Right. So
they did it.
Okay, so then that your mom, she's mistaken. Okay, so it's probably not him. If you've done it twice, it came back both times. It's not him. It's probably not him.
And he flew me out with his own money, took me shopping, and I think he was kind of hoping, even his kids, because I would have 4 brothers. Even my brothers were hoping that I was their sister. His wife was hoping that this would come to a closure. She wasn't, trying to push me out. She was like, if it is, I'm willing to accept it. They was accepting,
of the possibility that you may be,
that I could be his child. So they didn't treat me bad. They took me shopping. They got my hair done. I was 16 one time, and then I think I was like 28. I wasn't married the first time I went. Then I was 28 when I went.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. One of the biggest themes on my channel, unfortunately, is mama trauma, and I believe that it occurs in our community, especially because we have this extremely high reverence for our moms, right? We see moms we put mom on a pedestal, but the truth is mom's just another human, and humans are flawed, and some of them are really flawed. And in a situation like this where she did what she did, had sex, had a baby, the least that she could do at almost 50 years of your living is to be able to just tell you the truth.
Yeah, but I don't want to bash my mom or make my mom.
Well, no, it's not so much about your mom. This is about all moms.
Oh, my, okay.
She's just the example that is highlighted today. But this isn't unnormal. This is something that I've heard this story time and time again. And the message is not just to your mom, it's to all women. That even young ladies who aren't moms yet. Like, hey, you have a kid, whatever. Don't put your ego and your desire to not look bad or whatever in front of the kids' truth and their ability to have that healing that comes from truth. That's all I'm saying.
And I can see her all the time in my life. She tries to, I don't know,
make up for it.
My love, or she thinks she feels that way, and I feel that way sometimes too. Cause my mom been there for me. She the only one been there for me when I go to jail, when I relapse. She'll send me money because she had an active addiction. So I could call her and tell her I want 20 for some drugs, and she would send it to me.
Yeah.
And I think she's holding that guilt or something. Because she just does too much for the average parent that had a kid in active addiction. They would just give them tough love, cut them off at some point, but she won't cut me off. Yeah,
because like you say, she knows that there's a secret there that is her flaw, you know what I'm saying? And so she's forever trying to make up for that. Yeah. I do ask most people, when you were younger, did anything like ever happen to you or anything like that?
My grandma raised me. I'm the only child my mother had. My grandma raised me, so my grandma gave me the world, but I started acting out when I was 10, 11 years old, running the streets. They felt like my grandma was too old because my grandma was living in Atlanta, North Carolina when I was young, but my grandma ended up moving back to her hometown, which is Suffolk, Virginia. That's how the rest of my life from 10 years old to in the day, and I started acting out because I'm in the city now, and they felt like my grandma was too old to raise me.
Take care, look after you, right?
Because I was running the streets, fighting, cutting people, stealing, getting in trouble. I stayed in the girls' home at 11, 12 years old. So I went to foster care because that one time the judge just wanted my mother to appear in court to say I had an active parent, and she didn't. So I went to foster care, and I never forget that judge told me, Judge Pettigrew, you're still living. He told me I was a menace to society, and some kind of way that sticks with me too.
There's some words and some, when people say it just you internalize it. Yeah. Especially if there's an element of truth to it, unfortunately. Yeah. Is that you probably honestly felt that way. He just verbalized it. At that time
I did, because I
and so it's stuck with you. Did any like molestation or anything like that ever occur?